You're leaning on the pitchfork with Trace and Matt.
Are we starting now?
We're on right now.
All right.
So this would be season 2.
Season 2, we had to take a temporary break there for a few months.
Yeah, there was a break. We weren't expecting it to be this long of a break, but it happens. But we're back on the rails now.
Back on track.
Back on track. So I would consider this season 2. The last season, tight, 10 episodes. Went well. We started the first season in the great room, the front room of the museum. And then we did all the other episodes in the tea room, and now we're back in the front room.
We're back in the front room, yes.
Yeah. So there we go. Welcome.
There we go.
Welcome to the one and only Everything About Nothing podcast.
Leaning on the pitchfork.
I'm Matt.
I'm Trace.
And this is the podcast that gives you a break from the chores to shoot the breeze.
Whatever those chores may be.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to admit, I mean, we just come in and we just like talk off the cuff or whatever. But sometimes we have like notes or whatever. I don't really like. I just thought, just like our first episode last season, just let's go and see where we go.
We don't plan what you have some ideas what you'd like to talk about. We write them down, like you write yours down, I write down, but we don't discuss ahead of time what we're going to talk about or what we're going to plan, or it is basically just shooting the shit.
So our last episode, I believe, was early March.
No, it was February.
Or late February.
Our last one was, let me look back at my book here, February 19th, just before my surgery.
And if memory serves me correct, I remember thinking, oh man, I can't wait for spring once like, the days start getting longer and it'll be bright, because I have to admit, like during all those episodes, like it was like white knuckling sometimes down the roads. It'd be pitch black and freezing cold. The wind just hitting the museum, and now this is a completely different atmosphere. It's like bright. And I think we'll finish the podcast and there'll still be
light.
Light, yeah. I'll be able to see when I'm.
Yeah, and it's funny because in the winter, like at 6 o'clock, you feel like it's evening and you need to get ready for bed. Mm-hmm. But then now when it's 6 o'clock, you think, oh, I've got so much time left in the evening, like. Okay,
yeah, I guess we should do some shout outs, eh?
You want to start with your.
Yeah, usually. Okay, let me just go back. Yeah, okay. Well, a huge thank you to North Lanark Regional Museum for letting us record in their museum. Looks great in here. I'm noticing that they're doing a general store, a history of local or shopping local display. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been here, so I don't know if that was before or if there's...
Nope, this just, we just got this display up and going. And a shout out to the crew. I'm somewhat part of that crew about doing the displays. I've never actually made it to help set up or anything, but it's a history of the local general stores and
I noticed like a really old looking cash register, but it was labeled as an adding machine. I guess that's what they would have called it. That's what they have it as. And then I saw like almost like I guess like some combs and powder and
stuff they'd sell at the general stores way back when. Yeah. The shoes and all that, because back then, I mean, it wasn't like you drove to Ottawa to go get clothes or anything, right? So your little general store had to cover everything.
There's no Amazon either, right? So
no Amazon, no Temu, Shein, no. So yeah, so it's up for the summer, and it'll be. You're looking for anything to do? Come on out. We have the general store downstairs all set up, and.
All right, so it would, this display, this theme would extend down to the basement, where the ghost resides.
Yes. Yeah. We have to pick some time over the summer when we're gonna do our paranormal and stay here like late into the evening, and. I know. And that
sounds exciting. Now, there's also a coffee that you brought.
I did. We normally went to Equator, but this time I changed it up. I went to Hummingbird Chocolate, which is actually a world-winning chocolate makers here in Elmore.
Oh, really?
Mississippi Mills. So the story is Hummingbird Chocolate is owned by Drew and Erica Gilmore, former international aid workers who spent their career working with farmers in developing countries. They gained a great respect an affection for people who make food, from growing to artisans, and started making chocolate as a way to stay connected with farmers while learning to craft something they love and love to eat. In 2012, they began selling chocolate at the Ottawa Farmers Market with great success. Their casual hobby quickly turned into a passion, and today Hummingbird Chocolate has grown into an amazing team and is one of the world's best producers of bean-to-bar small batch chocolate. They're located just in Almont here. If you're coming in from Ottawa, you would pass their, you see the Levi's Home Hardware, they're at the other end of the building there. Mm-hmm. And they won, they have won over 100 awards, including being named Best Chocolate in the World in 2016 by the Academy of Chocolate. Didn't even know there was such thing as Academy of Chocolate.
No, I
with the grand prize, the Golden Bean.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you got a coffee. How's the coffee?
It's delicious. It's nice. It's I drink my coffee black, and it goes down nice. It's smooth, I guess.
I got hot chocolate.
And I have to say, you poured it out into a mug, and that was the most delicious looking hot chocolate I've ever seen. And I should have got, knowing that you just said you want a coffee. I'm like, sure, but it's a chocolate maker. Had I known, I would have got the.
This hot chocolate is. You can just tell it's chocolate that's been melted. Mm-hmm. Basically. It's not something you would drink real quick. You take little sips for sure.
It looks like hot chocolate you'd see in a commercial. Like it looks really very rich looking though.
It is very rich. Mm. Very, very rich. You can tell that it is handmade hot chocolate. It's not the packaged bought stuff.
So you bought the place you bought this at, was it called Hummingbird? Because I'm trying to look this up.
Hummingbird Chocolates.
All right.
Or chocolate.
So where's that located?
Just as you're coming into Almont.
Okay. That's good. I like that. That's a good way of
just past the roundabout. If you're coming in from Carleton Place area, you got to go through Almont and come to the other side. We don't go by street names.
Is it on the
Almont.
Right side or the left side?
If you're coming in, it's on the right side.
Okay, yeah, okay, I see.
If you're coming from the other side of the town, coming through, it'll be on your left-hand side.
That's good.
We do go by landmarks here in Almont.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it, right? I mean,
if somebody buys a house and you say, "Oh, where'd you buy the house?" Well, do you know where Gary Smith used to live? Yeah. Well, it's just one street over.
Nice. That's awesome.
Shout out to Hummingbird Chocolate. Good for them. They
delicious.
And I was served by two lovely people, Sarah and Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Sarah wrote down the name of the podcast. She listens to podcasts, so she's quite excited to listen to it. Sarah was lovely. She helped serve me also, and that. So yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. We decided we'll do Hummingbird Chocolate during the nice weather, because you have to. There's no drive-through. You have to go into the store, and then during the winter, when it's really crappy weather, we'll go back to the equator where I can do the drive-through and not have to get out of the vehicle.
Nice.
And that. Shout out to nurses. It was Nurses Week a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
And my mom being a retired nurse and my daughter who's going through for nursing. Nurses is
absolutely shout out. Mm-hmm.
Any healthcare professional is a job that I don't think you get much thanks for.
Yeah, I agree.
In that, so
yeah, it would be a tough one for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I don't know if I would be fit for it, because it's true. You're dealing with people at a very tough time.
Yep.
in their whatever situation they're in. So
for sure.
There's.
And I mean, I get it. Our healthcare is not in good shape, and blah blah blah. But it's a hell of a lot better than a lot of places, and that. So at least we have healthcare. There's lots of countries that don't have it. So that's my two shout-outs.
All right. That's good. I think, I don't really have, I think we're good for shout-outs.
All right. Well, then I'm going to lead into my public service announcement.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Which is kind of something to do with healthcare. Something,
Okay.
well, because
All right.
I talked about this back a while ago. Remember, I think I
Yeah.
told you I had a PSA.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are caring for somebody, either an elderly parent or you're in the field of healthcare or whatever, you work at a group home or maybe your children or whatever, somewhere along the lines, you're probably going to have to, somewhere along the lines, collect some poop samples to send in.
Yeah.
As you get older, you certainly want to do that for colon cancer. Mm-hmm. And
It's very common.
yeah, yeah. Depending on who you're collecting the poop sample. If you're getting it through the Cancer Society, they send you the little kit, and then they have this little paper that you put down on the toilet, and then you're supposed to poop on it, and it comes out. If you're doing it like for the doctor, they usually just give you the little kit, but no collection aid or anything like that. So I've come up with a great solution for all this. I'm telling you. I told my friend Barbara with this. She had to do some poop collecting for somebody who she supports.
Yeah.
And I told her about it, and she said it worked well. So this is what you do. Obviously, you flush the toilet. Put some toilet paper or whatever down to kind of soak up the water. And then you take a paper plate. It's full-size paper plate. You put it down. Yeah. It sits nicely inside the toilet. They poop. Whoever does the business, they poop. Then you just scoop up whatever little bit you need.
Oh, you don't need the whole thing. Eh?
No, you don't need the whole. You only just need like a little, just a little bit. And then you just take the plate and you flip it over. Poop falls in the toilet. You fold the plate over. You throw it in the garbage, and there you go. I'm telling you, it is a changer.
Let's back up here. You lost me on paper plate.
Just like a paper plate.
So where does the little poop sample go into?
Well, then you have a test tube. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So where's the test tube? Okay.
Well, you have like a little vial.
Yeah.
Right. So when you collect pee, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same idea, and they have a little wooden thing to scoop some poop in.
Yeah.
And then you put it into the little vial. Like you only need I don't know.
So why couldn't you just go into the toilet and take the little?
It can't be contaminated with water or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because I way back in the day, like the early 90s, I had to
get a poop sample.
You could get and I'll tell you,
it was an ordeal.
Yeah, an ordeal, and I think it was pretty barbaric actually. How it is now.
I'm telling you.
Hence me saying you don't give the full.
I'm telling you, this works as smooth as a baby's bum.
Okay, so you
soak up. Barb called me and she said it's the smoothest.
You soak up the toilet.
Yeah, so you
absorb all the water.
Yeah, just put some toilet paper down.
Yeah,
and kind of lay it down as you can, right? And then you put the paper plate on top.
Yeah, just a regular paper.
Just
plate.
a regular paper. I wouldn't. Not the styrofoam. Don't use the styrofoam. Use the actual paper stuff, like the Corning or Corilla or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In a full size, because a small one would not fit in nicely. And then you do all this, you don't do this and then go and wait to see if you're going to poo. You gotta be ready to poo.
Poop on the plate.
And then you poop on the plate.
Yeah.
You dig in and get a little bit of poop sample.
Yeah.
Put it into your little vial thing.
Yeah.
And then you just
roll that up.
Take the paper plate, flip it over, poop goes in the toilet.
Oh, I see.
And then you just fold up the paper plate and you throw it in the garbage, and Bob's your uncle.
In the burn.
Yeah.
Burn it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds pretty good.
I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing. I should patent it.
Well, now I'm thinking of
trying it.
Wait.
Just to see if it works.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to use. You want to throw out whatever. You're not going to put a plate in there or anything, a real plate or a frisbee or anything.
No.
So
no. No, I wouldn't frisbee. Yeah.
No, you know what I mean. That probably. But yeah, that'd be kind of gross.
And I have no idea how I came up with this idea. It just pooped in my head. I mean, popped in my head.
Nice. That's good.
Because I had to.
We should sketch this out.
I know. We should patent this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it is
the poop plates.
Poop plates, but people could just use regular paper plates.
Yeah.
But we can make it so it's cut out exactly to the same shape as
And the
I would
bottom
assume
could
toilet
be-
bowls are mostly all the same shape, right?
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's probably a bit of an oval or egg
Yeah.
shape
Yeah.
type of plate that we would have to.
Yeah, and we could on the bottom we could put like a little bit of water like have it somewhat water resistant, so you wouldn't even have to worry
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
toilet paper or that.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah. And see, because the plate sits, so it won't sink down.
Have little funny messages on it too, right?
You can do this.
It's okay. Just lighten up the whole mood.
Yeah, grunting is acceptable.
I think people would like that.
So this is really embarrassing, but it's so funny. I don't know if I've said this yet before, but when I was small, like we're talking small, okay? Like we're talking like very small. Whenever I'd have to go poo, I'd get my mom to stand on my feet and hold my hands and grunt with me. I'm never going to live this down. I know I'm not. I know. I just realized that we have coworkers that listen to this and and students.
That's wow. Yeah. No. Hey. That's
Well, listen. When you're a kid, you gotta,
God love your mom. Hey, that's a parenting task.
That's a parenting task, and I'm sure I'm not the only kid who
exactly. Yes.
I'm just the one only stupid to admit to it on air.
Oh, that's good.
Anyways, yeah. So that's my public service announcement.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a.
I'd love to hear feedback. Anybody who does it.
Any ideas?
They can leave a comment on our TikTok.
Our TikTok account. But then if we do actually go ahead and make a prototype of this.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to have
if you leave a comment and tell us how great the idea is and that it works,
free sample.
We'll give you a free sample. Yeah. But we also set up a email account too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find it here. Where is it? What's it called? It's called, what's our email address? leaningonthepitchfork@gmail.com. Leaning on the pitchfork, all one big long word @gmail.com. So yeah, drop us an email and let us know how it went.
All right. Okay. I'm in my PSA
mood
section here.
Okay.
I don't even know if I mentioned this in a previous podcast. It's been so long. But we're in like the healthcare thing. So I'm talking about direction labels on medicine bottles.
Okay.
What's up with that?
You mean with the ones where you have to peel it back?
The little pages. It's always French, right? I think, or something, or just.
And it's so damn small you can't even read it.
And it's so small, and then you peel it back, and you don't know if you peel two back at the same time, and it's so small. Now, I do have a solution for the small part. Here's a little tip, and maybe we everyone.
I don't think we've talked about this.
If you can't read something, take a picture of it on your phone.
That. Yeah,
and then zoom in, and then you got it.
Yeah. But this is what kills me. Like
we all have a phone on us all the time.
Painkillers, know. And if you want to read if you want the instructions, you're dying of pain.
Yeah.
You've got to peel this
you
stuff off.
And you need a magnifying glass. Now you can use your phone. Like I'm like, okay, that works. But you need to peel it off, and it's not the easiest thing. Like let's just say you have like arthritis in your hands or something like that, and it's some older people are using it. Like I feel like the instructions are the most important part, right?
They should be right on the bottle.
Yeah. What I think, and if they don't do that, they should have. I like when there's a problem. I like to come up with solutions. They should also have a QR code that you can scan. Right? I know not everyone does that, but it could help. Yep. Maybe some already do. And then you have all the instructions on there because it's ridiculous.
But even then, a lot of the times, the wording that says, peel, you can't even see it because it's so damn small. So you don't even know where it is.
And then if you peel it off, sometimes the glue is stuck to it. And the whole thing's a disaster.
Yeah.
And pretty much all of them are like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. It is annoying.
Yeah. So
here we go. We're just solving one problem.
We just jumped right into it. Here we go.
If you have a problem and you want a solution, let us know.
Hey, I like, if I'm going to rant or whatever, I like to have at least try to have a solution. That doesn't always happen. So,
And a lot of solutions are in local commercials that are completely so pathetic they're funny.
like what?
Senator player there, Neil.
Chris Neal.
Chris Neal. Chris Neal's in a commercial right now. I think
Yeah.
for some home thing. Some
Okay,
some
yeah,
homes.
he's always in something.
But like the local commercials that they just hire some local company to
Wayne Rodstadt.
like the retirement homes. I mean, like bless them. Like but I think they're funny. Like I love them. I think they're and like they're so funny to watch.
Yeah,
they're
they
so
are.
funny to watch.
Yeah,
So tell me, Wayne.
yeah.
What did you do when you started losing your hearing? Well, I went to hearing impaired store. It's located on 295 Bank Street, Ottawa, Ontario.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Wayne Rodstad used to just live down not too far from us. He's a tall man.
Did
tall.
he grow up around here? Or?
No, I think he's from down east.
So he's on the road again?
No, Wayne's retired.
Yeah, is he tall?
Yeah, he is a tall man.
I never would have thought that.
Yeah. Yeah. So funny story. This was quite a few years ago. It was a winter night and I pulled into the grocery store and pulled up beside a truck. Never thought anything about it. Next thing I know, this man's like leaning under the truck trying to find something. So I got out and I said, "Do you need any help?" And it was Wayne Rodstad. And I guess he had locked his keys in his truck. Mm-hmm. And he thought he had put, those magnet boxes that you can put under your car to keep it. But he went and got his truck washed and he figures it must have got blown off with the water.
Yeah.
So he used my phone to call, because I think his phone, I think he used my phone because his phone was in the truck too. CAA. So anyways, that was fine. Go into the store and I'm picking up a few things and that. And we run into each other and I'm wearing my Montreal Canadiens toque. And he makes a comment about being a Montreal Canadian fan. Now, I don't know if he realized I was the person who helped him out in the parking lot. It was dark out in the parking lot. I'll give him that,
Yeah.
And anyways, I looked at it and I said, yeah, well, at least I wasn't the dingle dork who locked my keys in the car. Anyways, he's like, oh, good point. And then I think he realized who I was. So then he kind of went his own way. But yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to have those encounters. I met Chris Neal a few times. No story in detail, but nice guy. Super nice guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was never a big Chris Neal fan, but his nephews lived in Almont. My daughter,
like a fan of the player, or
well, I don't like Ottawa anyway, so there's nobody in Ottawa. Nobody. The only Ottawa player who I liked was Mark Stone and Anderson when Anderson was playing in that, but still didn't cheer for them. But my daughter went to school with Chris Neal's nephews.
Okay.
When she was small, and when she would, say, "Can I have some friends over on the weekend?" And I'd say, "Yeah." And I said, "If you want to invite the Neal lads, go ahead." And she's like, because you'll razz them about their uncle. And
I don't blame her. No,
but I've heard he's a nice guy. But
yeah, he is really nice. Yeah.
And that. So yeah. So that's that. Struck that off. Local commercials. But yeah. If the Chris Neal commercial ever comes on, or the Wayne Rodstad, I haven't seen the Wayne Rodstad one.
No, but he did the hearing aids, but then I feel like now it's retirement homes. Who knows what else it could be?
Who knows?
Those are the main ones.
Maybe they'll hire us to do commercials.
Hey, you never know. And then somebody will be making fun of us. That's the dream, I guess, right?
That'd be so funny.
I'm sure they're already making fun of us. So.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Do you remember ordering CDs and tapes through the Columbia House?
We talked about that.
Did we already talk about this?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we had or not.
Yeah, I think we talked about that with who's the lad? John.
Oh, was it with John? Okay.
Yeah. The Columbia and yeah.
And you filled it all out, but you never sent it in, and you dreamt about having all these wonderful CDs.
That's true. And for some reason, it knew. Well, I mean, I guess all the top CDs were the only ones that you knew of. It's not like now. It's like you can just dig so deep into a catalog of stuff, right? But it was always these CDs that would pop out, and then you're like, oh, the new Guns
and the
N'
tapes.
Roses CD,
Well, I remember it like being tapes, and then the CDs slowly
Yeah.
started to come in, and it was like, whoa, exciting.
Yeah. But I think you'd get caught in it. I think you like suddenly you're forced to buy CDs or
Well, yeah, I think it was one of those things.
obviously
If
it's a bit of a catch.
yeah, if you made your first order, it was 1 cent, but then after that, you had to order.
a certain amount, like 10.
But
or
I
something.
wonder how they even enforced it, because it's not like now where they would, have your.
Oh, they probably get your credit card number, I would imagine.
Oh, maybe you had to buy by credit. I don't know. I never bought anything.
Should we ask, what was it called? Like Columbia
House, wasn't it?
or is that?
Or is that a coffee? Was it not? Was it not Columbia?
Columbia House is, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It was Columbia House.
Is it even still on? Like, is there even still a Columbia House?
So it was Columbia House, and they're still doing it. There's a website.
Really?
Yeah. Get your first 2 DVDs. I'm on columbiahouse.com. Get your first 2 DVDs for only $9.95 each.
DVDs.
DVDs.
Now they're into movies.
Yeah. And they have weird movies that I wouldn't spend $9.95 on necessarily. I've never really even heard of any of these movies. So let's just take a look. Columbia House in the 90s. Because I feel like that was like okay, I'm looking at a picture right now. That was like the golden age of Columbia House, I feel. Well, for me anyway. So here's one. Okay. Now everyone can join. This is a poster. And everyone can join through either one of these. Okay, I'm missing a bit of it. You may choose any 6 of these $3.98 to $6.98 records in your choice of regular or stereo for $1.99 each. Retail value up to $36.88. If you join the club now, you may and agree to purchase as few as 6 selections from the more than 400 in the made available in the coming 12 months. I don't know what that means. Sorry, that was kind of broken up.
So are they movies that like you don't normally?
Oh, these are CDs, and they're showing
okay.
like Andy Williams and Moon River and Johnny's Greatest Hits and Mr. Piano, Camelot, The Sound of Johnny Cash. They look like actual records.
Sound of Johnny Cash.
And it's saying regular or stereo. So the regular would be mono. Everything was mono back then. And then all of a sudden, like they'd come out with like stereo LPs. And it was like big.
Huh. What's that big
So
record?
that's an old one.
What's that big record store in Ottawa that you go to all the time?
I go to Odds and Sods on Maryville. And they still sell, they sell used records and DVDs, the whole thing. It's just a good atmosphere. They also have like t-shirts and posters and stuff, but I like
t-shirt, like retro t-shirts, like remakes of retro t-shirts.
The t-shirts would be like just like music t-shirts. It's like the typical music store.
Yeah,
it has just all this stuff.
Do they have an online thing?
Yeah, they're online. Yeah,
so you can order t-shirts online.
You'd probably have to go to the store. They might ship it to you. I'm not too sure, but
if I bought something and knew you were going, you could pick it up.
100%. Yeah. So here is Music Guide Columbia House. So this is later. So they're doing CDs. So Music Guide, more of today's best music. Any 8 CDs or 12 cassettes for 1 cent.
Yeah, so that's the original one, and then
plus a chance to get more music free, a chance, and then there's like CD details.
How do they even?
And then of course, like it has like all of the CDs. There's like Garth Brooks, Celine Dion, Mariah Carey. I think that's Bryan Adams. It's hard to tell; it's a little blurry. And then there's no fine print. I can't get that, but we can imagine that you have to commit to buying like another $100 worth of albums or something, right? There's got to be a catch like that.
Yeah. I threw you one of those peppermints.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm chewing
the Withers.
Oh, a Werther. So
Werthers,
I don't know if the listener can hear, but
yeah. Well, I've been chewing away too.
I'm going to crunch it now. There we go.
So there's a whole thing where people listening to people eating and making the noises and
yeah.
You know what noise I really like? I like the noise when you're opening a package and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that noise. I like the opening the packages. And
I remember when my kids were young, there was a guy on YouTube and he used to get like, the movie Cars, the Pixar movie. He used to get toys from Cars and he would just open it up
I know it's
and then
it's
test
relaxing.
it, and all you could hear is like the sound of like the packaging, like
I know,
opening it up.
So great,
right?
it's so great.
And it was like soothing. There was something soothing about it. And then I got thinking, like, I bet you this person is making millions of dollars.
I know. Matt, what's wrong with us? Like, you and I come up with great ideas.
Ordering cars,
I know,
toys, and just opening it up. Because I would look and it'd be like, 5 million views or something for them. Just like, I might be exaggerating there, but like a lot of
probably
views.
not.
Yeah.
Probably not. No, there's like a whole following of people who.
Oh yeah.
I not so much the eating. I'm not so much for the eating. Like that crackling, like that was good, but.
Okay, I'm going to try this.
So I got these peppermints at Dandelion Foods, which is another store in.
This looks old school. Like it's a clear.
It's a peppermint, but it's a natural. Like you can tell it's a natural peppermint.
It's not so sweet.
No, it's not
sweet at all.
And I love hard candy, especially peppermints.
That is good. That's very good.
Yeah, I gave you one the other day, dude.
It's a little funny after the Werther's, but.
Yeah,
it's really you did give it to me.
It doesn't have that like Scottish mints and all that I like, but it's got they're overwhelming. So more like this is super super nice. I'm hoping they're going to get more in. That's some dude that's
needs a new muffler or thinks he's like Steve McQueen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if the listener can hear that, but there's a car. I remember last season you'd hear trucks going by every now and then. So. Right.
Yeah. Balderdash.
Oh shit! I didn't do Balderdash.
You can't edit that out.
Okay, you know what? Let's get ChatGPT to do it.
Okay.
All right.
For you, okay.
So I'm just going to. What should I say? Hey, I'm doing a podcast right now with Trace, leaning on the pitchfork. You've heard about it before, and how's it going, by the way? And so. I forgot to do my balderdash, so I need to get what is it? One
real definition
and 2 fake definitions of a weird word, a weird and funny word. Can you do that for me, please?
I love that you're talking to him like your old buddy. Hey, how you doing?
All right, I'm going to post that up.
Did it do it?
Okay. Hey, that sounds awesome. Trace and Leon Pitchfork definitely rings a bell. Glad to hear the podcast is rolling. Hope it's going well in the studio. All right, here's your balderdash entry, complete with 1 real definition and 2 fake ones. The word is quackerwadger.
Okay.
All right, that was fast, eh?
Yeah,
it's impressive. Okay. All right, do you want me to do all 3? Is that okay? Okay, I'm going to do it in a different order here. An old maritime insult for a sailor who sleeps through their shift and gets tangled in the rigging.
Okay.
Quackerwadger. A wooden puppet controlled by strings used historically as a political insult to describe someone who is manipulated by another.
Okay.
Quackerwadger. A 19th century term for a loud clanging sound produced by malfunctioning machinery in coal mines.
Okay, now does it tell you which one's the real one?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I did one like this. I think I did this already.
I'm going to say it's the puppet.
Okay. Do I reveal now or do we wait?
Oh, no, I guess we were going to reveal. We were going to say it and then we were going to wait till a little while and then do our...
Sorry, I'm
okay.
function.
Okay, mine is fartlick.
Fartlick?
Fartlick.
Can you spell that for me, please?
Fartleek.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Training method for runners that includes both speed and endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Swedish medical word for explosion of gas from one's anus.
Mm-hmm.
Word used to describe the sound a mother lion makes while in labor.
Okay. I think I know what it is, but...
Okay.
I don't think I've ever got it right.
Yeah, you've got it right a couple of times.
Did I? Okay, but I never stumped you.
I think you've stumped me.
But I think that ChatGPT was listening to me. I swear I've done this one before. Does it sound familiar?
I can't say for sure.
Okay.
Are you telling me that all these times you have used ChatGPT?
There was one time I used it.
Meanwhile, I'm sweating over definitions. No. These are all my own definitions.
All right. That's good.
I have a funny story to tell you after we reveal the thing. So
don't mind me. I'm just crunching. No, I'll be done. I promise.
That's okay. Yeah. So we're coming to the end of the school year, and that students are tired of us, and we're tired of them. And a shout out to all the students who listen to us. We've
Yeah.
yeah,
It was good.
it's good. It's good. They
Nice words of encouragement. They like it.
we had
supported.
we
support them. They support us.
supported some business students with they came up with some new what is it, a limited edition pin with a different logo.
Are there magnets as well? So a magnet you put up on your fridge, or a pin that you want to put on the back of your backpack or whatever. And it's their own logo.
We should look to see how much it would cost to mail out, and people can let us know if they want a magnet or a pin, and we'll mail it out to them.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd cost that much.
I don't know. I think the postal workers are going on strike. So,
Are they?
but down the road, maybe. I don't know how much. I don't know how that.
Did I ever tell you a story about when I was in New Zealand about shipping the stuff across the sea, across the ocean?
No.
So when I found out the family who I was going to be staying with in New Zealand and working on their farm for the year, it was through a international agriculture exchange, and I signed up. Like I put my name in like months ahead of time because I wanted to make sure I had a Jersey cow, because at that time we milked Jerseys and Ayrshires. And you know me and Holsteins. I don't do Holsteins. I just don't do Holsteins. Okay. I mean, I like them. They're still cows, but I don't do Holsteins. So I actually knew who my family was like almost four or 5 months before I was heading back. I was heading over there in the August. So I got a box of stuff made up. I got some Jersey Canada magazines and some collected some different farming articles and all that. And at that time I was working at the Mill of Cantell, which is down the road from us. And the little gift store that we had there, we had some coasters called Wilderness of Canada. And it was like, I think a set of 9 coasters or 12 coasters, something like that. And they all had cartoons on them. So like one had like an RCMP riding a mosquito.
Oh, that's fun.
Stuff like that. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. So I put this in this box and I shipped it off to by ship, because it was a lot cheaper than doing it by air. And it would take a month or so to get there. Never thought anything more about it. Got over there, and about maybe 2 weeks or so after we got there, they get this box that I had sent like 4 months before. And anyways, we were opening it up, and we were laughing about all the different stuff, and I had sent some pictures and everything like this. Well, we opened this. They come to the box of coasters, and they're laughing at all the cartoons, and I'm explaining what each cartoon kind of represents and all that. We flip it over. Now, where I was in Natia, and I was about an hour away from Auckland, New Zealand. Right?
Okay.
We flip it over, and here, if the coasters were not made in Auckland, New Zealand. So they were made in Auckland, New Zealand. They got shipped over to Canada. They then got shipped to the Mill of Cantell, which is like 5 minutes from my place.
Yeah.
I bought them. I shipped them by ship back to Natia, which was like an hour from Auckland. And
what are the chances of that?
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. It was pretty funny.
That is funny.
It was, so,
That's a good story. I wonder, I'd like to find those.
Yeah, I don't know if they, I'll look it up while you're, hockey last night. Did you watch the hockey game?
So I watched, the game started at 8:00, right? I wish it would start a little earlier. I mean, I watched it up until the third period, and then by overtime, I'm like, I gotta go to bed. It was like almost 11. And then, so I put it on my AirPods and I tried listening to it, and I think the period started in 30 seconds. I was out, but, it was nice. It was good. It's good to see, I think, I don't want to get too political here or whatever, but Canada winning a Stanley Cup is exactly what we need right now.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, whether it doesn't matter on like what your political views are or anything like that, it's just, it'd be nice to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
A Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Who was the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup?
The Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, that's right.
But that was 32 years ago.
I know.
And I feel like, like morale just feels down, or just something that we just need something, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be just a nice one.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Considering
but I say that every year. That's exactly what Canada needs. I've been saying that for like 20 years.
Considering that like most of the teams that have won the Stanley Cup, half of them are Canadian players anyway.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. No, it doesn't. But it's just nice to.
But still, it's still
to have
claimed,
it back in Canada.
It's still claimed as an American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it would be. Yeah. It would be nice. It would just be that little icing on the top of the cake.
Absolutely. I mean, the NHL, the league, has changed so much since the last Canadian team, the Montreal Canadiens, won in '93.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think Ovechkin will retire next year?
Yeah, I think he'll have one more year. Yeah.
He says his wife said that he'd like to finish his career.
Who knows? I thought he was going to get 8 goals last year. That was my prediction. I'm like, it's great, but I think it's over for him. He can't keep this up, right? I'm guessing he's going to get 8 goals. He'll probably get an injury or whatever. Well, he ends up getting 43 goals or something like that. He's 40 years old. He broke his leg. Like, that's pretty unreal what he did.
Yeah, no.
Him scoring 43 goals or whatever it was last year is almost more impressive than beating Gretzky's total.
Yeah, poor old Gretzky. He's not liked in Canada these days, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
no, he's not liked at all.
He's not liked in Canada. No, not at all.
And then there, just a little while ago, there's a video of him going in. Who did Winnipeg play against? Going into whatever.
Dallas?
Was it Dallas? And saying, you can do this, you can.
Oh,
and then Bobby Orr, come on.
Yeah.
You know me, Bobby Orr is my favorite. Well, listen, Bobby.
Yeah.
You just friggin' screwed yourself with Canadians too, because you came and put out this big thing supporting Gretzky and Trump and what the hell? You guys have had too many friggin' pucks to the head. Anyways, I think it was very poor taste on Gretzky's part on the Four Nations thing there, but that was great watching the Four Nations when we won. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was fun actually. That was a good one.
And at least and it's like the baseball there when they changed it that during the All-Star thing, the team that depending on which side wins, they get the home advantage then come the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So at least this makes the break, a little bit, because that other stuff was just so stupid to watch with the, skills, and then they had this game.
Yeah, no, I fully support the Four Nations. I was very skeptical going into it, and I was like, this is awesome. This is perfect. So
they played with just about as much heart as they do for the Stanley Cup.
It felt. And are they going to do that every year?
I hope so.
Yeah, but in a way, sometimes it'd be nice to make it special, maybe every second year or something. Just like if the Olympics were every year, it would become a little too saturated. You're whatever.
Yeah, true. But the Stanley Cup is every year.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good point. Stanley Cup's way more difficult to win, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, true. Have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Not really. I might have walked by it, but not fully. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, it is quite cool.
Yeah. Ottawa needs something. Or just this area, really.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history here.
It is. There is, true.
A lot of history. Yeah.
Yep. You got the Renfrew Millionaires. And
yeah. Actually,
you think that because hockey's so connected to this area, you think Ottawa would actually have a decent hockey team, but anyways.
Decent. That's a decent team.
I can always tell when Ottawa makes the playoffs because all of a sudden every friggin' car in Ottawa has
the Renfrew
flags.
Millionaires. You want a few facts about the Renfrew Millionaires? Founded in 1909 as the Renfrew Creamery Kings. Did you know that?
I knew that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Later renamed Millionaires. It was backed by a wealthy mining guy, was MJ O'Brien.
O'Brien's are an old. Get the O'Brien Theater and everything in Renfrew. Yeah. So O'Brien's are an old name in Renfrew.
Yeah, and then so they played one season, 1910, in the National Hockey Association, so the NHA. So that was a precursor of the NHL. So. Renfrew, where the NHA was founded, is often called the birthplace of the NHL. So they would say this would be the birthplace.
Yeah.
The which is pretty neat.
Renfrew amazes me. I don't know if you've been to Renfrew. Well, you would have when you go up to the.
And so they're also known for the huge salaries that they dish out to attract stars like Cyclone Taylor, fueling rivalries with elite teams like the Ottawa Silver Seven. And then so they used to take the train, right? Like there was like a. The train would be packed just going back and forth to watch the games. I guess it was quite the rivalry, right?
Well, wasn't there the train wreck in Ottawa in Elmont that I talked about that night? It had I believe it had hockey players on it.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah.
Can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure it did.
And then though they were short-lived, the Millionaires helped pave the way for the NHL and cemented Renfrew's hockey legacy. So I think a museum in that area would be pretty good. But yeah, I had a couple of notes in there.
There you go.
But yeah, Renfrew, there's a lot of
Renfrew's a neat little town.
Yeah, it is.
It's really like for a few years there it was kind of a dead town.
Yeah.
But they redid the main street, and it always amazes me that it doesn't matter what time of day you drive through Renfrew, the main street always seems to be busy.
Yeah, always. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is always like vibrant. Like there seems to be a lot of pride of ownership there too as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's got the swinging bridge.
Yeah.
And that. So, yeah, no, Renfrew's a nice little town.
Yeah. It's good. If you're ever along the way, check it out. Go to King Burger.
Oh.
Odie's.
Odie's King Burger. It's the greatest.
There used to be a King Burger in Arnprior. I grew up going there on the way to La Paz. And then there was one in Pembroke. And the Pembroke one lasted up until last year. It burnt down. So now there's just one King Burger. And this place is like an absolute time capsule. Like if you want to feel like you're going back in time.
You feel like you're the Jetsons because you order your food and then you go around.
It's just drive-through. It's just a drive-through.
Yeah, and it's locally owned. It's not like a chain. Like it's just locally owned.
Yeah.
And
owned by Odie, I guess.
I guess.
But it truly is. Like, look it up. If you're looking, you want to go on a little adventure to some cool food places, check out King Burger if you want a good burger and fries.
And you get a lot of food.
Oh, yeah, a lot of food. Yeah.
A lot of food. Talk about a lot of food. We went a couple of Sundays ago. My mom and Helen and Scooty, we went over to Franktown to go drop something off at a lady's house. And on our way back, across from the Yamaha on Highway 15 going towards Smith Falls, there's a chip wagon there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, we thought we'd stop in there and get something. I kid you not, Matt. Helen and Scott each ordered a pogo platter. And I kid you not, the box was the size of this book open.
Yeah.
One pogo and the rest was filled with French fries. Like there was 4 nights of eating French fries. Gibson didn't even, Helen didn't even get to her pogo. She filled up on French fries, and there was still like 3 days of eating of French fries. Like it was huge. I could not believe the amount of food.
It's funny in some places, you just get like an obscene amount of food, and then other places.
I know, and in other places, I'll have a large, please, and that would be equivalent to a small.
And sometimes if it's like really gourmet and fancy, and there's a lot of, I don't know, just something unique about the actual product, like what you're eating.
Yeah.
I could understand a smaller portion paying a little bit more, but when it's just fries, like I remember I went to a place, I won't mention it, but I got a poutine. I paid $13 for it. And I bet you there were probably about 4 cheese curds on there. That's disappointing. Like, would I go back?
Was it a small town place?
It started off in a small town place.
No, it's
all over the place.
Yeah, damn franchise. That's what happens when you.
I think it started off in a small place, and the place is all right. It could have just been maybe that day or whatever. Who knows? But it's just disappointing. Like if you're going to a chip wagon, you want a good portion, right? Like
Wes's chips.
Wes's chips are good for that. There's a good amount. Yeah.
Yeah, this place was amazing. I apologize. I can't.
Well, you know what? For the next podcast, we can get that.
There we go. There we go. So talking about serving and all that, there's nothing more annoying when you go into a store and there's young people working and they have earbuds in their ears.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yes.
Seriously.
It's horrible.
Seriously, people.
Yeah. Because you're not too sure if they're really listening to you. And
well, not only that. So I was in a grocery store the other day. I won't mention where.
Yeah.
This dude was sweeping the floors
Yeah.
with earbuds in his head.
Mhm.
Like, no, come on.
Mhm.
No. If I needed to ask you something, I'd have to like either stand in front of you and wave, or I'd have to tap you. Like, customers should be able to say excuse me, and the workers should be able to say yes. You know,
Like, maybe they're off, but I don't know that.
well,
you know
he
what
had
I
a
mean?
broom. He was sweeping.
Yeah, but if they're off, like I went to a coffee establishment, order a coffee, and the person behind the counter was wearing earbuds. Like, it's a bad look.
Listen, students,
Yeah.
take the damn earbuds out of your ears. Put the phone away. Like,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. No, I wear
I went-
earbuds. I wear earbuds all the time. I do. But there's a time and place for it. There's etiquette.
Exactly.
There's earbud etiquette. You should know when to put the earbuds away.
Yeah.
If
you're in the back, if you're in the back in the warehouse and
Yeah.
you're not having customers around you, by all means, plug them in. I don't give a rat's ass.
earbud etiquette.
Earbud etiquette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That absolutely. Like, I'll give a scenario.
What does ChatGPT say about earbuds etiquette? Is there such a thing as earbud? This is another thing we can patent.
So I'll do. We can come up with a little manual. All right, hold on. Okay, let me just. Can you list off some earbud etiquette that we can announce to
Young workers.
young workers as like a public service announcement? All right, I'll send that. Okay. Absolutely. Great idea for a PSA. Essentially, for young workers just entering the workforce, here's a list of earbud etiquette for the workplace. You can announce with your little flair or humor while still getting the point across. PSA, earbud etiquette for the workplace. A friendly reminder for everyone trying to work, vibe, and not accidentally ignore their boss. See, I don't agree with what it's saying. It says one ear in, one ear out when possible. So keep one earbud out so you don't miss coworkers' fire alarms or anything. I don't think you should have any.
You shouldn't have any earbuds.
Because you could be listening to a podcast or something and you're completely distracted. So, okay. Know that no bud zones. Meeting, customer facing roles. Anytime you talk to a customer, or when you're talking to a manager, or automatic earbud removal. Get rid of it. Don't crank it. Make it so it's, no one could hear it. Pause when approach. So when people are coming up to you, pause it. Yeah, see, I think you just take it off. If you're working,
you take it out.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, like, it's gross if you're wanting to talk to somebody and they're taking the earbud out, and especially if they have earwax and everything on it. Like, it's just gross. Like, I don't want to see your earwax.
Okay.
I want to know where to find the friggin' bread or something. I don't want to see your earwax.
So if you're eating a meal with your family, should you be wearing earbuds?
No.
Okay. All right.
Unless you're mad at each other and then you don't want to.
No, there's a lot like you can do here. If you're biking, should you be wearing earbuds?
Yeah, see, not biking. No, I don't think so.
Another thing, texting and biking. I'm seeing a lot of kids doing that as well. I mean, you see people texting and driving or whatever, but I see people are not even texting, just scrolling. They're like on their phone.
While they're biking? Are they like doing the no hands? Or
yeah. Or they just got one hand on their, and I know they're scrolling because I can see their thumb moving. Yeah. So they're on TikTok or whatever. and they're biking. It's like crazy to me. I don't know. Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah. It happens.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
I remember people back in my day, people would read and bike sometimes. So that'd be the same sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
How could you read while you're biking? I would think
there was this girl that lived on my street, and she used to bike. I think she was showing off. She used to bike on her 10-speed around the crescent, and she'd have a book and reading, but I think she was just showing off.
Yeah. Little hot dogger.
But yeah, so your
she probably has no teeth now and a smashed up nose because she fell or something.
It's true. But the earbud etiquette, we got to come up with a list or whatever. And if you're working. Mm-hmm. So when would be a good time? If you're in the back of the warehouse or something, but even then you don't know, right?
Yeah, I'd say keep one in and one out.
Yeah.
But okay. But we deal with it at work too, right?
If you're mowing the lawn, if you're like, like doing like working at a golf course or something.
If you're out in the hayfield raking.
Yeah.
Earbuds are allowed.
100%.
But I don't like earbuds. They hurt my ear. So when I'm raking,
Yeah.
When I'm raking, well, I have the earbuds, but I don't have I have my earbuds that are connected to a thing. Like I don't like those little earbuds. I like the ones with the soft rubber tip on it. You know,
I know
it loses all the time.
Yeah.
So I put those in, and then I put like noise canceling headphones on.
Yeah.
But having said that, while I'm raking, I'm constantly looking back to make sure that the rake hasn't broken or that I've got clogged up or something like that. But
like my earbuds, I have an option where I can noise cancel everything.
Yeah, no, I remember when you got them,
and then but
because you had me talk to you.
I also have an option where I can turn up so everything. I can hear the music or whatever I'm listening to, but I can hear everything around me, like no problem. So both, which is neat. But so I could be wearing my earbuds and we can have a conversation and it's like perfect, right? Like I don't miss a thing, but you wouldn't know that. It's the look, it's the presentation of it. I don't know.
Well, it's like when we're working with students, right?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing more annoying when a student says, "Can you help me?"
And they have an earbud.
Say, and then they have earbuds in. And I say, take it out. Well, I only have the one working. Like, no, take the damn earbuds out. Like, so my husband Phil got these really cool headphones.
Yeah.
That I guess they're used for hunting.
Yeah.
They magnify the sound around you.
Yeah.
So like
That's
you can
cool.
hear birds and everything, and then.
Be good on like listening to people's conversations.
Yeah, I know. No, trust me. I thought of that. I should bring them to school.
No, don't, please. Don't.
But then they have like a second delay or whatever. So if you are hunting, you shoot the gun, they'll automatically shut off, so you don't get the sound of the gun shooting in your ears and blow your eardrums out. And that, but yeah.
Nice.
No, they are quite cool. They really do pick up a lot of sounds in that, but yeah. Huh. Yeah, maybe it might be something you might not want to always wear, because you might hear stuff you might not want to.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? Yeah. Etiquette.
It's just common courtesy. Just common courtesy.
It's a good one.
But like I went to the customer service counter at a store not back a while ago, and I probably stood there for like 25 seconds.
And definitely don't be on your phone.
Till the kid was, well, that's it. The kid was on his phone.
Oh God.
And he was watching some video or something, and and I had to wait till. So finally, I just said, "Oh no, please, like please continue." Like
I will defend the kids here a bit too. It's not just the kids now too. A lot of
listen. Go to any staff meeting.
Yeah. No,
go to any staff meeting or any in-school PD days.
Yeah.
And you can look around, and a lot of the staff members are either on their computer or on their phones or whatever.
It's just that's it. Like you feel it. Like you just see it. It's like a habit in a way, like a routine. It's yeah. It's just.
Yeah, and I'm just as guilty at at PD days and all that. But I'm also the type of person that if I'm at somewhere, like I have to be doodling to listen.
Yeah, so it's the same idea.
Same idea. Yeah. Some people may consider that, but if I just have to sit there and listen to somebody talk, I zone out.
Yeah.
Like I do, like nothing against the person, but I do zone out. I have to be doodling.
Because like even like for scrolling or whatever, because like I've done, like obviously you zone out scrolling too, but it almost, it's weird. Like it just puts makes you, I don't know. It's like a soother.
So we need to come up with something that you can fidget with.
It's another idea.
Represents a phone.
Yeah. While you're sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Collecting your poo sample.
That'd be perfect.
With the paper plate under you.
So, some little fidget to make you relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some ambience music.
But that is like, in a way, it's like relaxing. It is like, there is something to it. That's what you're used to, right? But it's we all do it.
I came up with a great idea today. Because, we're always telling kids to get off their phone and all that.
Yeah.
And then I told a kid today to get off the phone because he was they were down looking at their groin. And
Yeah.
you figure like, they're looking at the phone, and he says, well, actually I have my calculator, which I don't know. I think he had the calculator in one hand and the phone in the other
That's
hand.
good. I like that.
Yeah. But
Sly. Smart.
But so I said to the student who I was working with, I said, that'd be a great thing to make. Make a thing.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, I know you have a calculator.
Like a case.
Yeah.
A case that looks like a calculator.
Yeah. Like at the back of the, so then you say, I'm just looking at my calculator.
That's awesome.
That's another thing we have to patent. Here we are complaining
Make it
about.
look exactly like a calculator.
Yeah.
Like a functioning calculator too.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were kids, you used to take the calculator and spell like, what was it? Like 5377 would spell shell.
Yeah. And then add, like I could make shell oil as well.
Yeah.
There's some other ones, but I'm not going to say it. Shell was the big one though.
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah. Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Shell hell.
Yeah.
That's
what else was
and we thought we were being so bad.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was so funny.
Did you ever do the phone pranks? Where you phone somebody and say, is your fridge running? And then they'd say, what? And is your fridge running? And they'd say yes. And you say, we better go catch it.
Never
that was
that.
before call display and everything.
We definitely did like prank calls. Not that one though. That was a good one. But we pranked each other.
Yeah. Well, we just did it to strangers.
Yeah. And then Star 69 came in.
Yeah, I know.
And Star 69, for people who are listening and don't know, it's like, if I'm sure it still exists.
It does.
Yeah, you can find out who called it.
Yeah.
It's very
and
handy.
then call display came in, and then that just ruined everything.
Oh, yeah. It's just,
of
of course.
Took away all the
No
fun.
more crank calling.
Yeah, no more crank calling. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just, Okay. Should we do Balderdash?
Let's do it. Okay. I think this one was already done. Anyway. Okay, I'll go. Quaker Wodger. An old maritime insult for a sailor who sleeps through their shifts and gets tangled in the rigging. Quaker Wodger. A wooden puppet controlled by strings used historically as a political insult to describe someone who is manipulated by another. Quaker Wodger. A 19th century term for a loud clanging sound produced by malfunctioning machinery in coal mines.
I'm going to say the puppet.
You're right. I think you're right every time.
No, you've stumped me a couple times.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think once you did.
Really?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Okay, fartlek. Mm-hmm. Training method for runners that include both speed and endurance. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Oh, it's Dave and Christine. Who's Dave and Christine? I have no idea.
Are you going to answer it?
Who's Dave and Christine? Sure, why not? Hello? Hello? Oh, hi. Hey, Christine, can I call you back? We're right in the middle of our podcast. You're on our podcast right now. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Are you there?
Yeah.
Say hi to everybody. You're on our podcast.
Oh, well, hello.
Hello.
Christine, do you have any public service announcements you'd like to share with us?
I don't.
Oh, we talked about collecting poop samples tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you listen to our podcast, you'll learn how to collect poop samples quickly out of the toilet.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. I'll call you when I'm in my van leaving. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, would you like to be a guest on our podcast someday?
I think she already is.
No, is that a no?
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, poor Christine.
She was not expecting that.
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
Okay. So, fartlek. Training method for runners that include both speed and endurance. A Swedish medical word for explosion of gas from one's anus. Word used to describe the sound a mother lion makes while in labor.
That one.
The mother lion?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Oh my God.
It is the training method for runners that include both speed and endurance. And actually, it's a Swedish runners. It's a thing. So this is the funny thing. I was doing this tonight at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I said, Samuel, I won't say his last name, one of our students, Samuel, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
He comes in to return his the computer, and I said to Johnston, as just before he came in, I said, okay, I'm going to come up with two other definitions, and I'm going to say them to you, and I'll tell you all three, and then you see if you can figure it out. And I say fartlek, and Samuel comes in and says, "Oh, that's a Swedish word for running. Has something to do with running."
You would know that.
Yeah, exactly. Something to do with running, about going fast and then slow and then fast. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
that's pretty
seriously, Samuel. Like, so the joke was, he left. I told him to leave. I said, "Get out. You're annoying me." Fartlek is also a word used to describe annoying students.
Okay.
Like Samuel.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So it's apparently it's when you go really fast and then you slow down.
Nice. Okay. You know what? That sounds familiar now that you say that. So I probably.
But how the hell did he know
Who
it
knows?
was?
Who knows?
And I asked him. He's like, I don't know. I just know it.
Yeah.
Now, if I fart leaked, I would be like, my endurance would be like a fast walk, and then slowing down would be like sort of my farmer's stroll.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. This body don't run unless the cows are out. Speaking of farming, just a friendly reminder, people, if you're in the rural area, there's going to be lots of tractors on the road. Cropping season has started. Haying has started. You're going to have lots of tractors with loads of loads of hay.
Yeah.
Don't be a dink. Don't try to pass.
Yeah.
Just appreciate the fact that you can enjoy a nice ride in the country roads with the fresh smell of hay.
And usually they're turning at the next turn.
That's the other thing. If you see a tractor and you see a farm coming up, and the farmer, and even if they have to turn left or right, it doesn't matter. If they're turning, if they're heading and they have to turn left, okay, and they're on that same, they still have to pull over a wee bit on the right-hand lane to make it turn
around. They're not giving you room to pass.
Exactly. So, if you're on a rural area road and you see a farmer out with wagon or whatever, and you see a farm in the near future, chances are they're going to turn in there. Or a field.
They're not going too far, right?
No,
exactly. Let's get real here.
No,
so
no.
It'll take up a little bit of time, but not much.
Don't be dicks, people.
Yeah.
Just don't be dicks.
You're not going to be behind them for like an hour.
No.
It's just a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Max.
Exactly.
Really? Like, yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
And if they are going to be like, and most farmers, if they are going to,
they'll know.
They'll pull over and let you go. Like
they'll give you a hand signal.
Yeah. Like just, anyways, that's.
All right. That's a good one. Should we end it there with that?
What time is it? How long has it been?
An hour and 8 minutes. That's always an hour and 8 minutes.
No, it was an hour and 8 minutes, hour and 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
last thing is, if you're in the rural area and you see green flashing lights, it is volunteer firefighters going to a call, pull over. They're not flashing their green lights just to flash their green lights. Pull over. They're going to a call that they're needed at. So flashing green lights in the rural area means volunteer firefighters.
Well said. All right. And return your grocery cards.
Return your grocery cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and take the damn earbuds out of your ears.
We got a bunch.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
And
Thanks
don't
for
forget to
listening.
buy paper plates.
Yes.
In case you have to collect poo.
All right.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Bye.